Hey folks, welcome to Crypto Heartbeat. This is Matt. I'm excited today because I'm going to give you your shot of Hopium. You know, I get so excited, especially in the mornings, thinking about what the future may hold for PulseChain. Obviously excited about HEX as well, but HEX is really what paved the way for the PulseChain. But today I figured, everybody needs a shot of coffee in the morning. And if you think about what Hopium is, it's really a reference to opium. And opium is the core substance of the opioid crisis, heroin, all that stuff. And we don't do drugs, right? We don't do any of that stuff because folks within the Hex and Pulse community are smart people and they want to make a better life for themselves. And so today I want to give you the best I've got when it comes to Hopium. And that is the excitement that I've got for the PulseChain and what's about to happen. This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened in the crypto space, in my opinion. And, one guy said, it was actually Crypto Panda, he said, that Hex is a IQ test. It's a test of your IQ. And why? And I'm going to share with you why. The reason there's so many intelligent Hexicans is because there's a certain point. It's almost like what I would call a hand grenade. Richard Hart created this hand grenade, pulled the pin, and just tossed it to us. And at some point in time for people, when they dig into Hex and PulseChain and they understand what is going on, it explodes and they go, oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. So I want to talk about that. It's really these explosions of hope. And that's your shot of Hopium today from me. All right, so let's talk about Hex. The reason Hex is so exciting, when you dig into the code and understand the mechanics and dynamics, on the surface, it is a time deposit, right? It's a certificate of deposit, but it's different than that. Because at a traditional bank, you'd say, all right, I'm going to put $1,000 in for a year. They're going to give me 2%, maybe not even that much. And you're like, oh, thank you so much. Well, this is different. And why it's different is because of the nature of inflation. So there's this 3.69% inflation rate that's across the board. And of course, if everybody was staked, that's what the inflation rate would be. But because that inflation rate is consolidated to stakers and not everyone is staked, that increases the APY. And so this APY is yield, right? This is the amount of return. And so I want you to understand what a big deal this is. And for many of you, you've already had this thing explode for you and you go, wow, this is tremendous value. What's incredible about it is, in my investment experience, you watch CNBC, you watch the news, you see these hedge fund guys patting each other on the back and toasting to, we had a 20% return this year on our hedge fund. Well, everything has changed. Regular folks like you and me now have the opportunity of ridiculous gains. And it's funny, we're in a way, we're kind of spoiled. I was thinking about traditional gains. I was looking into and examining, futures trading and options trading and all that stuff. And, 10%, it's super excited about. And those are good gains. But we're in a time where things are different. And this window of time is not going to be here forever. This is a short window of time. And you need to really pay attention. And you need to tell anyone who's got any sense to pay attention to what's going on. And I want to talk about Hex first, but then I want to really, really juice you up with the PulseChain, okay? But with Hex, this inflation rate and the concept of staking and pushing out the reward over time, with a average, I think it's about 37.5% return, you can't get that anywhere. And you think about the consistency of that, that's not considering price appreciation. So you factor in price appreciation with this inflationary rate that is essentially acting like the Federal Reserve, literally minting new money. And I think a lot of people don't realize that this acts as a bank, it acts as the Federal Reserve, all in one contract. And it's really hard to get your mind around because it's so unusual that a smart contract smart contracts are hard to understand in and of themselves on the blockchain. It's so new. But once you realize that you're acting as a bank and the Federal Reserve together, you're actually printing money if you will, because you're willing to stake it and hold it. The very nature of the community staking props up the price and supports it, creates this long-term trajectory of value. And so in my world is the nonprofit world, and we deal with things that are called endowments, and people give money to a nonprofit organization, and that money gets invested, and they only spend the interest on programs. That's smart business, right? That's smart because you're protecting your principal. Richard Heart has created the most incredible product because it enables you to protect your principal and in the community prop up the price and give you a long-term value. And it's almost like you're giving a gift to your future self when you do these staking ladders. And so if I was giving you advice and you're new to HEX, for example, I would say you've got to pay attention to the dynamics of this certificate of deposit and the idea of pushing out value and essentially paying yourself in the future. So look into this, look at staking ladders, and get yourself into the game, because there is not anything right now that I can see that is anywhere near this type of return and excitement. But I'm just sharing my personal excitement with you because I want to give you a shot of Hopium today. Everybody needs a shot every day. But I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have any qualifications for that. I'm just somebody who's excited and wants to share that excitement with you because I know it's good for our community to look forward into the future and say, we're going to win together. And that's what I'm trying to do today. The second thing is PulseChain. Okay, everybody asks the question, am I too late? I missed out on this. I've had that kind of FOMO in the past, right? With Bitcoin. I had that FOMO back with the .com era. There's so many exciting things happening right now that this is so early. Think about this. I remember when my grandmother called me and she said, you sure it's okay if I put my credit card in on the interweb? And what's funny is no one asks that question anymore. But back in like early 2000s, everybody was concerned. Is it safe to do this? That's a thing of the past. And that's going to be the same scenario in the future, is that as we see people getting older and this matures more, and this is so early in the process. If you're an internet nerd like me, you know that this is like typing in IP addresses to get to a website. We're still in that era. There's not even naming conventions on wallet IDs. Now, it's debatable if there should be, but the point is it's becoming more and more accessible to people. But right now it's confusing, it's challenging. People are like, I got to put money in here and I got to transfer it here and I got to keep my key safe and all this stuff. Yes, you have to do some research and learn. That's why it's an IQ test. But the PulseChain hasn't even launched yet. And if you're watching this video, you know about something that 99.9% of the world population does not know about. And it doesn't benefit me really in any way. It's really just saying, hey, there's something that's incredible here that you need to pay attention to. Do your own research. Don't listen to me. I'm excited because I've done my research. And so here's the cool thing about the PulseChain. The PulseChain is a new blockchain. It's a fork of Ethereum, and it does something that no one's ever done in the history of crypto, and that is copies the system state, which is all 10,000 of the ERC20 coins, plus all NFT contracts. All these contracts that were built on Ethereum are going to be copied over in the system state with the PulseChain. But the PulseChain is better because it changes proof of work to proof of stake. And that means gas fees, which is the cost to do a transaction, goes to pennies rather than hundreds of dollars. That means so many more transactions, a faster and better system. And we're going to see project upon project being put onto the PulseChain. In fact, I'm building a project on the PulseChain that I'll tell you about later, but I'm so excited about what this enables because having such a low gas fee means you can do a lot more things. And what I'm concerned about in this world is how do we make the world a better place? How do we help organizations that are serving their communities in health, in poverty, in opportunity, in education? That's what I love and what I care about. And I want to encourage other people to do great things in their community. And I'm just following the lead of Richard Heart, who wants to make this world a better place. But I'm going to tell you something. I am jumping out of my shoes excited about what this means. And so here's why you're not too late. I got into the sacrifice set About 42,000 people did, but that's not it. That's not everything. You look at the opening of Ethereum, and if you want to do some research, I'd encourage you to look at the Ethereum chart and go, what was the price of Ethereum when it opened? Did it have a dip? And what was the all-time low? And where's it at today? Just do the math. It's super simple to do. And you go, well, this is a copy of Ethereum. It's cheaper, it's faster, it's better. Okay, what are the chances that this grows similarly? Now, there's going to be way more supply of Pulse than there is of ETH. And that's strategic, but you have to take that in consideration as well. But here's the deal. Richard Heart has proven himself as someone who is trustworthy and built a superior product. And I have a feeling that he's got a few more tricks up his sleeve. Not only in how Pulse is configured. I think there's going to be some Easter eggs and some surprises in that, but it's all the things people build around it. All the projects, all of these things. People are taking cues from the brilliance of Richard Heart's design. And so, okay, I'm clearly fired up. I wanted to give you your shot of Hopium today. And I really want to challenge you. If somebody forwards this to you and you're like watching this thing and like, who's this guy? And why is he so excited about this? All I'm saying is look into it. Look into Hex for its time deposit and its potential as far as growth. And then look at the PulseChain. This is a new thing that's going to absolutely change the nature of the blockchain, in my opinion. And it's potentially an Ethereum killer in the sense of Ethereum may not even do 2.0 after PulseChain comes out. But this is our opportunity. Things have been stacked against us, and this is our opportunity as regular people to participate in a way that only the global elites have in the past. And to me, the blockchain is a gift to folks like you and me. But we got to open our eyes and our ears and pay attention, do our own research, and really get in the game. This can transform things for you, your family, your life. And it's not about, I'm not suggesting it's about things. It's not about expensive watches and cars and houses and all that stuff. That's fine. Money is a tool. And using that tool to better yourself, your family, and the people around you is really the key. And things have been skewed and broken in the past, and they are fracturing. And we are able to, those of us who pass the IQ test at least, can get in and understand what an amazing time this is. And so I hope that this has been your daily shot of Hopium. Everybody needs a shot once in a while. Thanks for watching. I really hope you have a great day. And please, please subscribe, forward this to friends. This is an exciting time to be in the game. Thanks for watching.